podcasting. Women's Surveyors Summit 2025 from Las Vegas, Nevada. Great day yesterday. Unbelievable day.
Yes.
We talked to so many amazing ladies.
Still got so many more to talk to that we had to do a second day.
I know. Yeah, go where the demand is, right? Yep. Did you have a good night last night?
Had a great
Yeah. You went to the comedy show?
That's
Yep.
my first.
First comedy show.
Yes.
Wow. Crazy. Yeah. It was fun how the comedians kind of pointed out all the ladies that were there and made fun of being land surveyors in a not so nice way. It was pretty funny.
It was very funny.
But we'll have to get a copy of that recording and maybe release it at some point. Maybe. We are parental. Yeah. So there's that. Under 21. Exactly. All right, let's get on this. This is going to be an amazing conversation. I've been looking forward to this one since Friday, as a matter of fact, So real quick, if you guys would, just a quick self-introduction. I'm gonna let you go first. Just name who you're with and what you do.
Okay. My name is Caitlin Constantine. I am with Dowell, and I'm a professional land surveyor. I am the youngest professional land surveyor in the state of Nevada.
Youngest and female, obviously.
And female, yeah. Youngest female professional.
So I think it's okay if I ask you your age, right?
Yes, I am 30 years old.
But when did you get licensed?
I got licensed in 2022 when I was 26.
That's so young.
How cool is that?
You're gonna find out how that's even possible. Well, go ahead.
I'm possibly the oldest land surveyor.
I love it. Yep.
My name is Rita Loomis. I am long retired, but I first started surveying in 1962
Oh my gosh.
and had a long career and
Amazing.
got to do a lot of wonderful things.
Okay, I have so many questions. This is gonna be a long one. So how did you get into surveying in 1962?
Well, kind of accidentally.
Like most of us do.
Yes. Was an accident.
Yeah. As I said in my talk yesterday, I grew up in a generation in which women didn't have a lot of opportunities. You were a housewife primarily. You could be a teacher or a nurse or a secretary. But other than that, I mean, we didn't have women doctors. We didn't have women lawyers. So I set out to be a high school math teacher and majored in math in college and found myself working at an engineering company and just sort of fell into it. They helped me. I did some self-study. I took some classes. I just loved the work.
Yeah. So like back then, what was the process to becoming a professional surveyor?
It didn't happen until a lot later. I mean, before I had the audacity to even apply to become licensed, I probably had 15 years experience or so.
Okay.
And first time I applied, they turned down the application. Didn't have enough experience. 15
15 years.
enough. But there were no women around who did that kind of work, and there were no surveyors on the board. It was
Engineers, right? Yeah.
It governed both engineering and surveying, but there were only engineers on the board. So I went out and got more kind of experience and reapplied, and finally they let me in. And it was the very beginning of the 2-day testing. So it was all together. The fundamentals and the professional exam were on successive days. Yeah. So that was a little bit grueling.
Yeah. So were you literally like one of the first women licensed surveyors in Nevada?
I was the first.
You were the very first one.
Yeah.
Wow. That's unbelievable.
And it was quite a lot
We're
of
sitting
years.
here with royalty.
I know.
It was actually quite a lot of years before there was another one.
Really?
That was in 1979. And I don't think we had anybody else until late 80s.
Wow.
I might be wrong about that, but that's my recollection.
Amazing. So when you first started out, were you working in the field then? And then you just kind of worked your way
Some in the field, but primarily in the office.
in the office. Yeah.
Some mathematician.
Oh, true. Yeah, very critical. Very critical. Well, that's amazing. So, Caitlin, so you are the polar opposite, youngest surveyor. How did you get licensed by 26 years old?
Yeah, so I actually started out in civil engineering and
Okay.
also found surveying accidentally. So it's kind of cool how,
Yeah.
it leads like that.
Yeah.
And when I got my civil engineering degree, I got hired as a civil engineer, kind of started working in surveying, fell in love with it, went back to school, got a land surveying degree, and
Okay.
then I applied to the board
Okay.
after 4 years for my professional license.
Wow. So where did you get your land surveying degree from? Was it online or was it
Yeah, I was in Great Basin College in
Great Basin?
Oakville.
Yeah. Yeah, that they have a really good program. Yeah. And the fact like a lot of these survey programs are online. Oh, I mean, that has made such a massive difference.
Yeah, it was really nice. I worked full time while going to school part time.
Yep.
They're really geared towards helping people who work out full time,
Yeah.
who work full time. So, the classes are later in the evening.
Sure.
Homeworks can be turned in, within a certain time period.
Right.
I
Right.
think it's the way they've got to go, isn't it?
They have to.
Yeah.
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 I mean, yeah. So I'm very curious to get both your perspectives on this event. Is it your first one or have you been to a woman survey or something?
I've been to the one in Virginia in 2022.
2022. Okay. So it's your second one.
It's my
Second one. Cool. And how about you, Rim? What-
It's my first.
Your very first one. This is great. This is perfect. This is perfect. So I want to hear from you first, Caitlin. I mean, you've been to one previously, like you mentioned. Just talk about the takeaways from being something like this, and what you're super excited about.
Yeah, it's really awesome. It's such a male dominated field. It's really hard to meet other women in the profession. And when I first heard about it, it's very exciting. And, you get here and you see how many women are in land surveying, and it's just like nothing else. When I go to other surveying conferences, I'm one in, couple hundred,
Yeah.
and it's very, you know, male dominated, and it can be really hard to find other women in this profession.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. And I know you said you worked at Dowell. What's your position? What's your role with your company?
Yeah, I'm a professional land surveyor. I mainly do a lot of the boundary work. We do a lot of work for government agencies, counties, cities. I'm actually the county and city surveyor for 4 different
Oh, wow.
Northern Nevada entities.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I do, we do long boundary kind of, we replace a lot of water lines from like the 1800s, and so we
Oh,
need
yeah.
easements and right of way, and
Yeah.
and we're doing, we do a lot of NDOT work, so a lot of long right of way stretches. So I mainly focus in that
Corridor
area.
work type
Mhm.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's got to be a lot of fun trying to piece those 1800s maps together for.
Yeah, it can
for
be a little
water lines,
frustrating,
Yeah.
but
That's
you
the
know,
fun
it-
of surveying, though, right?
yeah, it's like a
Piecing
historical
it all
puzzle,
together.
and
Exactly.
so it's
Historical puzzle.
fun
Yeah.
to kind of piece it all together and
Yeah.
see what happened.
Yep. So, have you seen a growth in this event from 22 to 25?
Yeah, I think they said this is the most women that they've ever had show up. And so even from, back then to now, it's great to see everyone,
Yeah.
it continue to grow, and maybe next year it'll be over 200.
I think it will. No doubt about it.
With that being your second one, knowing a few more people from the first one that have come here, is that the contacts, are you keeping contact with those other ladies and stuff like that, knowing that you can reach out to them?
Yeah. I there's still a couple people that I added from Snapchat that I followed from back then. Even just business cards and everything. There's been a couple times where I've reached out and, had a problem and kind of asked them about something. So it's really good to be able to network and connect with people.
Yeah. What an amazing support resource that you have as a result of being a part of this event and meeting all these incredible ladies.
Couldn't have done it without Rita.
Well,
Started
let's,
this way.
speaking of incredible ladies, let's ask Rita the same thing. I mean, you're like one of the trailblazers that has gotten, the number of ladies in the profession to where we are today. And you're probably like, I don't know about that, but you really are.
I suppose.
Yeah. Yeah. So
She's not like a trailblazer.
she is a
She
trailblazer.
a
Yes,
trailblazer.
absolutely. So when you did your first one, so I'm so excited to hear, your perspective on this. What did you think when you showed up and there was 170 women here?
First, let me tell you what I thought before I showed up.
Okay.
Oh.
Even better.
I was skeptical.
Oh,
I've
okay.
long been active in NSPS, NCWS, ABET,
Yep.
I did a lot of things. I was president of NSBS in my state association as well.
Yep.
And I thought, why are they doing this? Why are they not out participating in mainstream sort of organizations where they are known and found to be credible?
Sure.
So why are they here? And I even went so far as to talk to my granddaughter, who's a civil engineer, and she belongs to the Society of Women Engineers. I said, why do you need that? She said,
Interesting.
there's still a lot of support we need, still a
Yeah.
lot of misogyny.
Yep.
And so I came pretty interested to see, and I have to say, I find there's value.
Yeah,
Really was pleased with the questions people asked yesterday
sure.
and the support that you all give to each other. And it's a really wonderful thing.
Yeah, yeah. But do you have some?
The yesterday having that panel, I thought was really, really great having the people up there. I didn't get to see much of it, but yeah, you're right. The questions and just having that safe space that they feel that they can ask those questions without feel like they're saying something stupid or being shot down or,
Yeah. Although I have to say, in all my activity, I never really felt that.
yeah.
That's
Look,
good.
well, it's funny because, I've been 30 years in the profession and I've been quite lucky on this male side of who I've worked with and stuff, but I still have come across people like that and work sites. And there's still even some surveyors today who are very biased
yes.
and, all that sort of stuff. So it's trying to educate those people.
I was in private practice for 26 years or so. And then I was asked to go to work as a city surveyor for the city of Las Vegas.
Mm.
And by that time, there was a surveyor member on the board who was an older fellow who really didn't like me all that much. And he
Who
went,
can't like you reading?
he did. He went to the public works director and said, you can't hire her. She's not a real surveyor. I had been principal surveyor in my company for a lot of years. By that time, I'd been running crews and running people and dealing with clients. And some of my clients were the National Park Service and the big casinos on the strip. And so then the public works director said, she's got all the experience and she's got a license. I think she's probably.
She's good. Don't worry about it. Move along. So we don't get an opportunity to talk to surveyors that have been in the business as long as you have. So I'm curious to get your perspective on just the profession as a whole. Where what it was like when you first got into it, kind of what it's like today, and what you see, good, bad, indifferent, about the profession in general.
I think when I started surveyors and it was an engineering company, surveyors were kind of second class citizens and they always were treated as others. And so by the time I was appointed to the licensing board, I fought really hard and got legislation passed
Wow.
that required an education.
Mm.
And they had a 10-year period before that took effect. So people who were in the pipeline had a chance to either get their license or get their degree.
Yep.
And I think that having that background that Caitlin has gives her the opportunity to go in a room with anybody and be an equal.
Yep.
And I think that is so important.
Huge. Absolutely. How do you feel about that, Caitlin?
Yeah, I think it's really important. I think that unfortunately there are still kind of that bias. There's sometimes where engineers will, think that they can survey and kind of do that. And,
Oh yeah.
it's kind of hard, but I think Rita's right. It kind of gives me that background to be able to connect and relate and, kind of explain to them why, what we do is important and why we're doing it the way we're doing it. And,
Yep.
there's a reason behind what we're doing.
Sure.
Can I ask, Caitlin, with your age and working with those engineers and, all of that sort of stuff, do they look down on you because they think you're so young? How do you know what, you don't know what you're talking about?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I get that. I get that pretty frequently.
Yeah. How do you handle it?
I back it up with my work
Mhm.
and I back it up with, what I have done so far. And
Yep.
there are constantly people who are like, oh, well, you're young. I'm like, yeah, but I passed my exams. I have a degree.
Yeah.
I had my experience.
Yeah.
I know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
So you just kind of have to push through and, you know,
Believe in yourself.
yeah, believe in myself and believe that, they could be wrong. They're just not willing to accept it.
And when you come to like an event like this, you're surrounded by all these amazing ladies. Do you leave here feeling even more empowered and more confident?
Of course, how could you
Yeah.
not?
That's
There's a ton of, it's great. I think there is a strength in connecting with people in hardships,
Yeah.
and it kind of really uplifts you when you hear that other people go through the same struggles as you do.
Yep.
But they fought through, and
Yeah.
they made it.
Sure. Yeah, it's super. That's really powerful.
I say it's
Um,
been filling my cup this week.
I imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if there's ladies out there that were considering, coming to the event and just weren't able to, or just didn't make the decision to do it this year, what would you tell them about next year's event and, why they should be here?
Definitely tell them to come and push their company. Make sure that their company understands that it's important, or if they just come on their own
Yeah.
to do it. I think it's a really powerful event. It's great to be around everyone else, and it's just awesome meeting other women who go through the same struggles.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. How about you, Rhea?
I would definitely encourage it. Unlike a week ago.
It changed your mind. It's awesome. It's awesome. Would you anything else, Pete? This has been an amazing conversation. I could talk to these two for hours, but we do appreciate your time. It's been an honor and a pleasure to meet you, Rita. And my goodness, you, like I said, are a trailblazer for the profession, and it's been a pleasure having the opportunity to chat with you. Yeah. And Caitlin, of course, our rock star.
Yes. Yeah, maybe in 50 years
You'll be there. Yeah, I'll be here. You'll be there. Thanks, guys. Again, appreciate your time and enjoy the rest of the conference.
Thank you.